Hey guys, welcome to part number 5 of the webinar. Part number 5. The topic is Simple Credit Repair Personal Success Course. This is a mini course that you guys are gonna see right now. So again, make sure you got a pen and a notebook for you to write on, because there's a lot of important things on this mini course that I want you guys to write the important things that I tell you to. All right. So let's get started. So again, make sure you share this link of this course to others you know. If one of your friends subscribes to the course, your $20 weekly payments will be waived every time you refer a new student or customers to Econ Learning Center. When I say your $20 is basically this course is $20 every week. $20 every week for the whole entire year. So you're just gonna pay $20 every week, and if you take the whole entire course, personal financial literacy credit repair credit builder course, the simple credit repair personal success financial course, the whole entire thing for the whole entire year, you're gonna learn not only to repair your credit, you're also gonna learn financial literacy, and you're also gonna learn how to establish your own credit repair business if you want it, or financial education business if you want it. While you're taking this course, it's gonna take you about, I say, like 67 days for you to decide if you want to establish your own credit repair business or personal financial education business, or any business online that you're gonna learn throughout the courses that you know that I'm gonna be putting out there soon. All right, so let's continue. So it's important. It's important, guys. It's important for you to have good credit status, a good credit status. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Guys, you could take a picture on your cell phone. I want you to take your cell phone and take a picture of these words, of this paragraph, of this information right here. All this information. Take a selfie on the information. Put it into your cell phone. And when your credit score is low, I want you to read this, because this is what's going to convince you to start the process to repay your credit. Because if you don't, your credit is going to get worse. Did you know that in 2018, 2019, the credit repair FICO system laws changed from 8T from 8T to 10T. All right. So that's a code that they use to figure out your credit score limits, and so on and so on. So it's important for you to have a good credit status. Repaying your credit and improving credit scores is important, since Your score. Your scores reflect credit worthiness and are used to predict how likely a person is to pay their debts on time. It's also important because when you start to learn how to repair your credit, how to repair It's important because when you start to learn how the credit system really works and you begin the process to repair and build and learn good credit habits, you can instantly establish a emergency fund without you having to save a lot of money or working very hard because you probably don't have that much money to save in the first place, but at least you have good, excellent credit and are using your credit wisely to protect you and your family just in case there is another future health and financial crisis. With good credit, you can also leverage your money and build wealth with other people's money, not your money. The key is to use your credit on things that you need to have on your household and you can live without. Can't live without. That you have to pay it every single month or use it on something that is going to give you twice or four times your money back when you spend money on your credit cards. That's the key. So I'm gonna wait a little while for you to take a picture. Put this in your cell phone, read it all the time. When you see that your credit is going down, make sure you read this. This is going to motivate you to start the process to repay your credit. So, here are the three main secrets that I'm going to be talking to you about. Secret number one, how to remove negative items from your credit report. Secret number two, how to improve your credit without being a credit repair expert. How to improve your credit when you are short on time and also short on money. So, the old way. Let's talk about the old way. The old way to repay your credit. What I want you to do is watch this video.
Cash is king was once a powerful statement, but in today's digital world, credit runs the kingdom. Credit affects every aspect of life today. Even if you have a great career and boatloads of cash, you will still need a good credit score. Travelers with the best credit cards get all the perks and conveniences. Insurance companies and potential employers look at your credit score to evaluate your habits and risk. Good credit can make you money, or should I say, poor credit will definitely cost you lots of money. A person with poor credit will pay hundreds of dollars more monthly for a great lifestyle than someone with stellar credit. A great credit score can help you buy a house in an upscale neighborhood for about the same monthly payment that someone with poor credit would pay for less house in a less desirable area. A person with great credit can purchase a new luxury sedan for about the same monthly payment as someone with poor credit would pay for an older model used car. All those higher monthly payments on things like cars, credit cards, and houses can cost poor credit consumers over $500,000 during their lifetime. The bottom line is, poor credit is bad. It's even bad for our health. The constant stress and embarrassment of being turned down for purchases and having to pay higher interest rates cause havoc on our health. Right or wrong, people make decisions about our lives based on our credit scores. Is your credit score representing you the way you want to be represented? If not, sign up with My Credit System now and start building your dream credit score. My Credit System is a credit education system that empowers people to build stellar credit, eliminate their debt, and grow their cash flow. Get started today.
Well, when I first started, when I first started repairing my credit, I use this my credit system. The credit system is pretty good because it educates you about what is credit, what is a FICO score, how to write the letters to your creditors, what letters to write, what laws to follow. So the my credit system is a pretty good system. But what I found out is I wanted to cut down on time on repairing my credit and other people's credit. So I needed to find a software that can do just that. That can do the same thing as the my credit system, but in steroids, more quicker, right? So that's the old way is my credit system, which still works. The cost is still online. It's pretty good. It's affordable. And you know, it's good for people that want to learn how to repair credit and help other people repair their credit and also establish their own credit repair business because you're going to learn the ins and outs of how to write a letter, who to write the letter to, how to write the letter, uh, who to send the letter to. You're going to learn about the three major credit repair bureaus, which there's more than three, there's more than eight actually. And basically you're gonna learn about Oscar system, which is connected with the formula of the FICO system and the Vantage system, how the credit system numbers, your actual credit repair numbers are, you know, articulated in a mathematical way with an algorithm, formula that the FICO system has and Vantage system has. So basically, the My Credit system is going to show you mostly how the credit repair system works, and how the credit system works. That's basically what it does. It shows you how to write the letters and in a more simple way. But I found a better way, which another company that I've been with them for about 8 years already, and it showed me how I accelerate my credit more quicker, my credit repair process more quicker, my credit rebuilding more quicker, my credit restoration more quicker, my increase my credit score in a shorter period of time, and much less than a big time credit repair company that's going to charge you thousands of dollars, and you're gonna be with them for 2 or 3 years, and your credit didn't even get fixed in those 3 years. So what the new way is, you have to stay tuned. But before that, watch this video. The new way to repair your credit. You gotta watch this video before you start the new way to repay your credit. Watch this video because it's very important that you do.
John Alzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Alzheimer.
My name is John Alzheimer, and I'm a consumer credit expert. And today I'm going to spend a few minutes to talk about FICO 10. FICO 10 is obviously a credit scoring model or a series of models built by the company Fair Isaac. FICO is my former employer. I enjoyed my 7 years there very much. And FICO is also commonly known as being practically the inventor of the credit scoring system. Obviously, they designed and developed the FICO credit scoring system, which is the most commonly used credit scoring model in the United States today. I'm going to talk about FICO 10, which you may have read is being referred to as FICO 10 Suite. And some of you may have even heard it or seen it referred to as FICO 10 T, the letter T. So let me clear up some of the confusion there. That's not all the same thing. So the FICO 10 Suite is a series of scores. And so if you kind of think of it as like a bunch of different people waiting in a suite somewhere, that's really what we're talking about. So within the FICO 10 Suite, you're going to have multiple credit scoring models that I think are going to become informally referred to over time as FICO 10. Hey, what's your FICO 10 score? What, are you using FICO 10? Even though it's formally referred to as FICO 10 Suite, I suspect that people are going to default and refer to it as FICO 10. So FICO 10 got a whole lot of attention when it was announced in early 2020. The reason it got a whole lot of attention is because some of the coverage of FICO 10 Suite indicated that under the FICO 10 Suite of scores, that your scores may go down. So this is a little bit like creating controversy where controversy doesn't exist. And let me explain why. FICO 10 Suite is a normal redevelopment of FICO's credit scoring system. It's not anything that is uncommon. And I'll give you a more practical example that you're probably used to talk about a new iPhone. It's the iPhone this, the iPhone that. It's the iPhone 6, the iPhone 8, iPhone X, iPhone 10. My son keeps telling me I need to get the new iPhone, and I've never even heard of what he's calling it. But think of it like that, is that every few years, Apple comes out with a new version of their iPhone, and it's a little bit better, a little bit slicker than the previous version or the previous versions. And so you have a choice. You have a choice. You can either continue to use the version of the iPhone that you're using if you're an Apple person, or you can buy the newest version of the iPhone, which tons of people do whenever it becomes available. It doesn't mean that the prior version is bad. It just means that there's another version out there that may be a little bit better. To give you kind of a comparison between the positioning of, your score could go down under FICO 10, basically it means that the size of your iPhone may now be different because you're using a new version versus the previous version. That's not bad. It's just a reality of new phones. Every single time FICO redevelops a scoring system, whether it's 4 to 5 to FICO 8 to FICO 9, now to FICO 10, your score is going to be different. It's not going to be the same over all of these generations of the FICO score. Some people's scores are going to go down. Some people's scores are going to go up. And some people's scores are going to stay relatively similar, kind of within a tight band relative to their prior scores. That's what happens when a new scoring system is redeveloped. It's not controversial. It's not unusual. That's what happens. And in 5 or 6 years, when we're talking about FICO 11, it's going to be the same thing. Some people's scores are going to be higher under the newer system. Some people's scores are going to be lower under the new system. What is likely to happen to you under the new scoring system? If you have good credit, it's likely that your score is going to be higher under the newer scoring system. If you have bad credit, it's likely that your score is going to be lower under the new scoring system. Newer scoring systems do a better job of separating low risk from high risk populations. And so consumers who are low risk are going to have better scores, and consumers that are high risk are going to have lower scores. Frankly, if the score didn't do that, you would have to question whether or not it really is better than the prior version. So this whole issue of you're going to have a lower score is not controversial, it's absolutely expected, and it's what you would expect to see in newer scoring systems. So let's just go ahead and dispel with any sort of issues with respect to my score may be lower under this new system. The thing that you need to be concerned with respect to FICO 10 Suite is there is a variant of it that is referred to as FICO 10T, so the letter T. And T stands for trended data, or FICO 10 trended. This is unique. So this is something that does not exist in any of the other tri-bureau FICO scoring models that have been around since the late 80s. This is unique. So trended data, if you look at a copy of your own personal credit report, you're going to see a chronology of your payment, your balance, and your payment due on your credit cards for the prior 24 months. And so to the extent you've got a credit card that's 24 months old and the issuer reports trended data, you're going to be able to see very clearly over time kind of the trajectory of your balances and your payments and your payment amount due, which are all different over time. And so it's really easy to see if you're running up large balances over time, if you're keeping your balances relatively low over time, if you're making your minimum payment over time, if you're paying it in full over time, or what percentage of your balance you're paying over time. So it gives you a really good and kind of meaty view of the chronology of your credit card management over time. This is valuable information. This is what trended data is. FICO 10T is now going to consider that data when calculating your score. This is a big deal. Why is it a big deal? Because it's very valuable. So someone who has a perfect payment history, pays their credit cards in full every month, or keeps relatively low balance over time is actually probably going to score better in FICO 10T than someone who pays all their bills on time, maxes out their credit cards and pays them off every month, keeps relatively high balances over time. And so those consumers are going to score lower under 10T. If you look at any of the research done on trended data, and TransUnion did some several years ago, VantageScore did some several years ago, it all says the same thing, which is that people who transact, meaning that they charge balances and then pay in full, those people are lower risks relative to people who revolve. And a revolver is someone who charges a balance, makes a little bit of a payment, rolls over some portion of the balance, charges up more, makes another minimum payment, rolls over a portion of the balance. That's called revolving. And in that scenario, you end up paying interest because you're carrying the debt, and there's a fee associated with servicing that debt, and that is referred to as interest. And so that's really the difference between FICO 10 and FICO 10T, which models are both part of the FICO 10 suite of scores. So look, don't freak out about this. What was important in your prior versions of your FICO score are still important in the FICO 10 suite of scores. Make all your payments on time, always. Avoid any negative information from hitting your credit reports to the extent that you can. If you do use credit cards, fine, that's great. I use them a lot. There's nothing wrong with using credit cards. Try your best to pay them in full every month so you don't have to deal with interest. And try to keep your balances low relative to your credit limits. And so that ratio, you want to keep that ratio as low as possible, because that's going to be good in all of your FICO scores, including FICO 10. And then only apply for credit when you actually need it. So you want to limit the number of inquiries. And those are really the things that you can control. Everything else is really out of your control. The age of your credit report you can't control because you can't control time. But the things that you can control, making your payments on time, managing your credit cards responsibly, not excessively applying for credit. If you do those things and then lather, rinse, repeat, you're going to have fantastic scores, whether they're FICO, VantageScore, FICO 10T, FICO 10, FICO 9, it doesn't matter. You're doing the things that indicate low credit risk, and every credit scoring system out there is going to reward you as a result.
Write it down, guys.
So I appreciate your time today. Thanks for listening, and have a great rest of your day.
For more videos and credit tips from John Olsheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.
The real good site, guys, and you could buy good credit from other people's, right, and transfer it to your bad credit, and that will start boosting up your credit score, to 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 points or more in less than a year. That's one way, one of the quickest way to repay your credit. But there's a catch. You can have a lot of derogatory, creditors. You can have not a lot of late payments on your credit cards and so on and so on in order for you to qualify for a trade line. All right, so let's continue. Now, remember I said earlier, that to scan the QR code in the beginning of the webinar of part 1, that way you could have the whole entire webinar on your cell phone, because you need to do that. Because if you want to go into the resources, the actual website of the resources for these important links and resources that you need to see, you have to have the webinar on your cell phone. For you just click the section and it goes directly to the website. All right. So the reason I cannot do it, because if I click, you're not going to be able to see it within the webinar, because I have to go from page to page and you're not going to be able to see it. So that's why I told you in the beginning of the webinar of part 1 of the 7 Money Milestone webinar, to scan the QR code. That way you could have the webinar on your cell phone. So again, when you click here, you will go directly to the FICO website, where you can get a free credit score estimator. Get your estimate FICO score range. And basically, is an estimator. You answer 10 questions. And then the FICO system, will give you a free estimate range for your FICO credit score, plus customized product recommendations from myfico.com, the most trusted name in credit scores. Again, and to get started, you just click here and it goes directly to the website and you answer the 10 questions. Make sure you be as trustworthy on yourself. Make sure you remember how many credit cards you have and so on and so on. You know, answer the questions at the best of your knowledge. All right. So the more knowledgeable you answer the questions, the higher your credit score will be. But don't cheat, guys. Don't cheat. Don't cheat yourself short. So let's continue. Now, remember, I was talking about the, the new way. So the first thing you're gonna do is check your estimate credit score. That's if you don't know your credit score. You know, that's the first thing you're gonna do. The second thing you're gonna do is get started with Credit Versio, which is get a free credit repair software. Just by watching this webinar, we're going to give you a free credit repair software from Credit Versio. We cannot charge for a software that the Credit Versio software company is giving it for free for everybody. We cannot charge. We cannot charge. All right. The only time that it's gonna charge is within the credit repair software that you have to pay for the three credit scores, you know, program with the smart credit to transfer your three credit scores and monitor your three credit scores inside the software to start the process to write the letters. But the credit repair software, credit Versio software, is free. You could take the training in there. You could take a credit coaching class in there. You could take credit tutorials in there. You could also take the tutorial on how the credit Versio software works and how it can help you start the process to repair your credit, restore your credit, rebuild your credit, increase your credit score 100 points or more, and also the process of writing the letters. But it's hard work, guys, especially if you have one job that you work 12, 16 hours and you just don't want to do that. You don't have time to repay your credit, right? Or you have two jobs and you have even more or less time to repay your credit. That's where I come in. ECON Learning Center, Interactive Credit Repair Financial Fitness Program. That's when I come in and do the whole entire process for you guys for an affordable fee, much less than the big time credit repair companies that you pay thousands of dollars for 2 to 3 years and your credit score is still the same. All right. And they're not transparent. They don't educate to repair your credit. We do. So as I'm repairing your credit, I'm sending you videos of everything that I did and anything that changes. You're gonna see it within the software, the free software. And when you connect the smart credit, three credit reports inside the software, every 40 days, you're gonna see results. All the letters that I wrote, everything. All right, inside the software. That's the most simplest way to do it. There's other complicated softwares that people buy and they too complicated, right? And the software system helps you write the letter, the credit repair letters, and it's also covered by the laws. The letters are covered by the laws automatically, artificial intelligence. So in other words, there's a video that you're going to see almost at the end of this webinar. You're going to see the video of how the software works. Now, what I want you to do is get your pen and the paper and go to www.creditversio.com. Right here, creditversio.com. When you go there, you put your name, your email. When you click the get started button, you put your name, your email, and I think the phone number where you can start the process to register. Now, when you register, now what I want you to do is instantly give me a call for I could show you the next step, or we could set up an for you, or we could book an appointment, you know, with me inside my facility for I could show you the next step of how the credit virtual tutorials that you have to take work and how credit virtual software works, and also set you up for the process to repair your credit if you're interested of me, my organization, to repair your credit, or my business partner, Edwin Yearwood, Fire Credit Repair Services can help you too inside our facility in Econ Learning Center. All right. So Econ Learning Center is a center where there's computers, there's software, artificial intelligence, all the technology that you can have when it comes to personal, to a better personal financial development. That's what Econ Learning Center is all about. All right. And again, congratulations on tuning in to all the parts of the webinar so far. With this is part 5. And basically, get started. Call my number 203 266 1173. Make sure you put your name, the email, and phone number, and leave me a question, or leave me the time and date that you want to book me into an appointment, free credit repair consultation. All right. My name is Carlos Anaya, or you can call Edwin Yearwood at 203 738 6715, extension 1002. He can also help you too with the process of repairing your credit with Credit Versio to set you up, you know? So let's continue. As you can see, when you go inside the Credit Versio software, you could get it through the computer, laptop, tablet, and also your cell phone, right? So as I'm repairing your credit, I'll text you, hey, it's time for your results. So I'll text you with a video of everything that happened. If your credit went up, if your credit went down, what letters I wrote, what letters I sent. And again, the letters are written and they not sent in digital form. They printed, they stamped, and then sent. So this is a video 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 videos, it shows you how credit virtual software works. So let's continue. Again, another free thing that I'm gonna give you guys is the Dollar Sprout Credit Utilization Calculator. Again, if you want to see how it works, all you do is click here and it goes directly to the website of the calculator. I cannot go there. Again, make sure you scan the QR code on the first part of the webinar. If you did, congratulations. You have the whole entire webinar, which you can watch thousands of times to get personal financial literacy educated on everything. So far, I have covered everything, and there's still more to come. All right. So when you go there, when you go to this, it takes about 10 creditors. So basically, you just put the balance of your credit card here, the credit line balance here, your credit line here, the balance of your credit card here, the balance of credit card here, credit line here. Then you click calculate, and it's going to give you the credit utilization of how much credit you use. And the key is to have a credit utilization less than 30%. The lower the credit utilization, the higher your credit score will be. All right, so let's continue. So, again, there's 2 score systems. You got the FICO score system and you got the Vantage score system. What are the difference? On the FICO system, a poor credit score is 300 to 579. That's poor credit score. Fair credit score is 580 to 669. An exceptional credit score, exceptional credit score is 800 to 850. A good credit score is 670 to 739. A very good credit score is 740 to 799. Again, 67% of Americans have good FICO score or better. All right. So as you can see, 16%, 21%, 25%, 21%, 17%. Now, when it comes to the Vantage score, a very poor credit score is 300 to 499. A poor credit score is 500 to 600. A fair credit score is 601 to 660. A good credit score is 661 6738. An excellent credit score is 781 to 850. Again, 61% of Americans have a fair Vantage score or better. All right. So Vantage score again was, you could see that credit score on your credit karma. Now the FICO score, you can see it on the FICO system, which the FICO system, credit score system, is more older than the Vantage score system. The FICO system has been in business for more than 100 years, and the Vantage about 30 to 40 or 50 years, give or take. All right. So now I'm going to go deeper. Now I'm going to show you the numbers of what are the percentages of how the credit score system works. So again, according to the company, FICO scores are used today by 90% of top lenders and banks to make lending decisions. That's a little secret. So the Vantage score model wasn't introduced until 2006. Vantage score is widely used across lender types and across loan products. So again, it's not that old. All right. So let's continue. Now, a FICO score. Credit range equals 300 to 850. You can gain or lose 550 points. I don't know, for those who see their credit card statements and they see their credit scores that are 500, because most of the time the card statements show your credit score. Like Discovery credit card statements, they show your credit score, your actual credit score. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna break it down for you. So a credit boost secret that most people with credit cards need to know. Anybody that has a credit card needs to know this. All right. So take your little pen, take your notebook, and draw the the graph that you see. Don't have to be the same. Just draw it. Draw a circle. Put FICO score in the middle. Put the credit range equals 300, 850. You can gain or lose 550 points. I don't want you to take a picture and put it on your cell phone. I want you to draw it on your notebook and write these numbers down. So let's get started. Secret number one: 35% of your credit score is payment history, the history of your payments. The history of your paid payments, not unpaid payments, your paid payments. By paying your credit card on time and you having good pay history, you get 192.50 points every single month. All right. Now, 30% is amount owed. By paying the amount owed on your credit cards, you know, on time, before the due date, between the due date and the statement date, you get 165 points. You know, make sure you get a calculator at the end when I tell you to. Now, 15% is the length of credit's history. So basically, the history of your credit cards. The more years you have in your credit card, the higher points you get. Which the most points that you get is 82.50 points. Write these down, guys, just like you see it on the picture. Now, 10% is new credit. That's when you apply for a new credit card, or not even apply for a new credit card. You go apply for a credit line, increase your credit line with the same credit card, and you could increase your score to 20 to 55 points. because I have done it. Again, credit mix. That's when you have a mixture of credit card, a car loan, a mortgage, a personal, a student loan. That's credit mix, right? That's 55 points. That's how much you get. So the key is here to focus on the 30%, 35%. That way you could gain a lot of points. The 30%, that way you could get a lot of points too. And the 15%, that's where you get the maximum points. And if you add all of those up, it'll give you 550 points. So if you pay all your credit cards on time, you get a credit score of either 720 or up. And you could have it with only one credit card. So if you have a credit line of $3,000 credit card and you pay that credit card constantly every single month, you could have a 720 credit score in like 6 months or more. So let's continue. Now we're gonna go deeper. Let's go deeper. See, monthly total credit utilization points. It's 550 points or more every month on your credit reports. So if you do all this correctly, that's how much points you could gain. And then, remember, this is on each credit card, not all credit cards. Each credit card has a percentage rate of 30% credit utilization. So if you have three credit cards, that's when your score starts going up higher. All right. That's how you get the 720, the 650, 720, 800, 850. All right. That's how the credit score, FICO score system works on each creditor. Not all creditor a percentage. All right. You do all the creditors a percentage, right? But let's say you have one credit card, it's gonna give you a percentage, and the key is to pay that credit card on time for your credit score could stay the same or higher. But let's continue. Now I'm gonna show you how to automate your expenses, your credit cards, your debts, payments to save money and cancel some of the interest on all your loans. Pay very good attention. As you can see this graph, credit types. What are credit types? There's only two. You got installment loans and you got revolving. Revolving, it stands for credit card. Installment loans could be a self-lender loan, it could be a personal loan, it could be a student loan, it could be a car loan, it could be a personal loan, a rental property. You paying rent to the landlord. That's an installment. That's an installment. So basically, you paying your rent and you report it to your credit reports that you pay rent every single month. That increase your credit score 10 to 20 points every single month. And a mortgage loan and so on and so on. And the credit cards. Those are the two credit types: installment, revolving. Revolving is you could put money in and money out. Right? So let's continue. Imagine if you could use your credit card as your bank. It's just a sample. Imagine if you could use your credit card as your bank. So instead of putting your money in the bank, you get a credit card. Let's say you get a credit line of $3,000 credit line, and you use the credit card as your bank. Can you do it? I'm going to show you how. Pay very good attention. Put all these pictures on your little notebook. I'll give you 3 minutes. And make sure you write everything down that you see on the screen. So take a picture of this, take a selfie, but also do little drawings. Do a drawing of a loan, do a little drawing of everything that you see there. All right. That's how you learn by doing. All right. So let's get started. So let's say, uh, let's put this bigger. Let's put this bigger. Can hardly see it in my glasses. So let's say that every 15th of the month you pay off the credit card in full, right? Or split the 4 weeks into 4 payments. So week one you pay $500 on the credit card. Week two you pay 500 on the credit card. Week three you pay 500 on the credit card. That gives you $2,000, right? Then you continue to do the same process every month. Your credit score can and will increase 100 points or more, guys. All right. So let's continue. And this is a secret. So let's say your gross pay from your job is $700 a week times 4 weeks. That's $2,800 a month income, right? All your expenses and all your debts after taxes. After taxes, your income is $2,800 a month, right? That's how much you make. And then all your debts, all your expenses is $2,000. Now you subtract that, it gives you $800. Now you could use that money for your emergency fund, a savings account, and an investment, like I said earlier on part number 3, if I'm not mistaken, on the webinar. I explained this to you guys already, but let's continue. Now, let's say your credit score is about 650 or more, and you were approved for a credit card of $2,500, right? Which is close to your income, right? All your total household bills are a total of $2,800, right? What you do is on the first of every month, you pay all your household expenses with your credit card. You could do it in weekly installments. You could do it in monthly installments. It doesn't matter how you do it. The key is to pay your all your expenses and all your debts with your credit card, right? And then what you do on the first of every month, you pay all your household expenses with your credit card, right? And you only need 3 credit cards. That's all you need, guys. You need one credit card for miscellaneous expenses, like you need something for the house real quick, or you need another credit card for emergency purposes, and then you need another credit card to invest on. Crazy, right? But it's true. You can literally invest on the stock market with a credit card. You could literally invest with bitcoins with your credit card. There's ways that you can do it. If you want to know how, get in contact with me. All right. And you utilize that credit card to boost up your credit score. So you use the credit card, you put money in, money out, money in, money out. So you circulate the money, you know, to make it more money without you working that hard on your job. Weird, right? But it works. You have to see it in action. Now you only need one of these, either a personal loan, a car loan, a house, you know, or a self lender, which is cheaper. or even rental is even more cheaper. All you have to do is report your house rent. If you're renting, your rent to your credit reports. That's it, right? So you need 3 credit cards and one of those loans for your credit score to be 720 to 800 and 850. That's all you need. And your job is to pay those 4 things on time. And your credit score could start boosting. All right. So basically, invest on the actual retirement number that you did earlier to build current and future wealth. Make sure you invest on something that can offer you a current cash flow and future retirement, long term protection for you and your family. So, as you can see, you're going to use one credit card to pay all your debts and expenses. And then you're going to use your income that you make in your job to pay the credit card back every single month before the due date. So since all your bills are paid on the first of the month with the credit card, now your job is to pay that credit card back, and you have a month to pay the $2,000 on that credit card back. So the key is to pay the credit card in week one, $500, week two, $500, week three, $500, week four, $500. As you put in $500 every week on your credit card, you start paying your household bill, your cell phone, your Limelight phone, your light, your gas bill, uh, your cable bill. Those utility bills, you start paying it with the in the first week. You start paying it with your credit card. Then the next week, if you have any debts that you have to pay, you start paying it with your credit card, right? Then the other week, you you start paying it with your credit card. Now in the last week, since you didn't pay, so you should have 5, 10, $1,500 on your savings account, accumulating interest on your savings account, not on your checking. You have to have a savings and a checking account for this in order for this to work. All right, it's a system that you have to follow. Then on the fourth week, you know, you should be paying the credit card back close to the fourth week before the due date. The credit card back because you pay all your bills. Matter of fact, in the first of the month, you pay all your bills. And the key is to pay week one, 500. Just by paying in the first week your credit card 500, you already pay the minimum payment, the extra payment, and so on and so on. But the key is to pay the credit card in full. So every week that you pay the credit card, you will get 50 to 100 points every single week on paying that credit card on time. Crazy, right? By the end of the month, you increase your credit score 2 or 300 points. But that's how the system works, guys. Just a little secret. So the key is to do not max your credit card. The key is to don't leave your money on your savings account. The key is that if you have discretionary income, pay your credit card in full. That way you could have more money on your credit card, you know, to do the process all over again. And then include your investments inside that budget that I just showed you. So after you do the budget, after you pay your debts, your discretionary income is $800, and you take that $800 and you split it into 3 ways: to your savings account, emergency fund, and investment, right? And then you do the thing every single week, every single month, every single year. As you paying your bills, your credit score will start increasing, and that's the trick. So now, the 4 simple steps to repay your credit. You know, before there were 5. I made it quicker. I put 4. The first step is to sign up with Credit Virtual to get your free credit repair software. this is the website that you're going to see. As you see in the website, you go to the website. This is the website that you're going to see. You click here, it goes direct to the website. When you go direct to the website, you know, you click here and you can start the process to get started on getting the website for free. Now, when you get the website for free, you click here how it works, and then it goes directly to the website. All right. Step two. Come on. Sorry, guys, I'm having some technical difficulties with this internet just when I'm about to finish. Well, step two is the kickoff. You go to this website. As you're repaying your credit, you get kickoff. Kickoff is going to help you kick off your credit score much higher. So if you're deleting any old creditors here, when you send them the letters and deleting old creditors that are 6 to 7 years, you could lose points. But what happens is if you have kickoff, you're going to start kicking off your points higher, and it's going to combat whatever you deleted on your credit Versio account on the three credit reports: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. So basically, it's not going to affect your credit score at all if you join Kickoff too. The next step is to combine the Credit Versio with the Identity IQ app or the Smart Credit app. All right, this is going to connect in here, and that's how you're going to get your three credit scores. You do have to pay here. I think it's $20 every month, and the credit scores are going to transfer to here every single month. And now you can start writing the letters. Now, if you're working so hard and you can do it, we can do it for you at a very affordable price. Then the fourth step is to get the credit utilization. That way you could follow the credit utilization if you over 30 points. If you over 30 points on your credit utilization, that means your credit score goes down. So the key is to go under 30. That way you know your credit score is lower. I mean, it's higher. All right. So those are the four steps, guys. And that's all for today. And stay tuned for part number 6, which we're going to talk about mortgage. Mortgage, guys. That's what we're going to talk about. Mortgage. You have a great day. Hope to see you guys in part number 6 of the webinar. 7 money milestone smart money crash course. All right. Enjoy the music.